All right, judges, this workout is an ascending ladder with shared work. Now, only one athlete's going to be working at a time, and athletes will complete the 20 cal row, 15 toes to bar, and 10 ground to overhead, then ascending to 40, 30, 20, and continuing if time allows. Now, the main things you guys are looking for as judges, well, first one, on the rower, monitor calories clearly and make sure the athlete stays seated until the monitor hits the required number before the transition. For knee raises, we're using the CrossFit Open standards. So both legs must clearly go above the line of parallel at the top of the rep for it to count, and athletes must pass through full extension at the bottom with heels behind the vertical plane of the rig. There's some tricky things to look for on that as well. Just make sure they're hitting both those ranges. A lot of clients, as they add speed to that, they start to miss both of those things. Really make sure they do a few reps before you start judging them so you can get a clear idea of their standards so they understand what's required of them. Now, the ground to overhead can be snatch or clean and jerk. The rep finishes with the hips, knees, and elbows fully locked out with the bar clearly over the middle of the body. So watch for press outs, soft lockouts, or athletes lowering the bar before control is shown or before they've hit that hip extension. It happens a lot, especially when you're cycling at a lighter weight with this sort of movement. Now, only one athlete may be working at a time, but transitions can happen quickly. Tie break is the completion time after round one, so make sure you note that down just in case teams get the same score. Be loud, clear, and consistent with standards from rep number one. Why Too Heavy is the Crown is a two-part event inside the 18-minute running clock. Part A is a 10-minute AMRAP of 3 scaled wall walks, 10 calorie assault bike, 10 deadlifts at 45 kilos. So main things to watch, 4 scaled wall walks, you're going to have 2 tape lines. The scaled wall walks will only utilize the first tape line. They're going to start with their hands clearly over the line with no part of their hands touching the tape at all. From that position, they're going to plank up and they're going to have both feet on the wall with both hands over the line still before they can then commence the rep, by which they're going to walk their hands behind the line and then walk their hands back over the line before the feet come down. The rep is counted when the chest comes back to the ground after that sequence has been performed. So just be really mindful. A lot of people slide their hand before even getting up on the wall. That's a big one. Get them again to do a few reps before going on that one. That's probably going to be the most tricky or the most difficult for you to judge. Now, for the deadlifts, nice and simple, athletes must finish as they push off the ground to finish with hips and knees fully extended with the shoulders behind the bar. Just watch that one because most people will start to lean over and forward. They've got their knees locked out, but they don't have the hip locked out. Or vice versa, they'll extend their hip and their knees are still in a soft bend. So make a mental note of that and watch that on each rep. Now, Part B immediately commences at the 10-minute mark and will run all the way into the 18-minute mark on the running clock. In that time, athletes will establish a heavy complex of the deadlift to hang clean, front squat to shoulder to overhead. The complex must be completed unbroken. If the bar is dropped at any point, the attempt does not count. For the hang clean, the bar must clearly come up to a full lockout deadlift before they begin the hang position and begin that sequence. Front squat must reach hip crease below knee, and shoulder to overhead finishes with full lockout under control with hips and knees locked out at the top. Now, the workout Mirror is a 10-minute AMRAP for total reps. The workout itself is 20 burpee to bar shared, 30 partner wall balls, 20 jumping pull-ups shared, and then 20 synchro thrusters at 20 kilos. Now, for the burpee to bar and also the jumping pull-ups, we're going to have set up on the rig certain heights for certain people. So for example, on the jumping pull-up, the standard is usually arms above head, mid forearm. We're going to standardize that a little bit easier. We're already going to have markings on the rig. You'll have your athletes stand next to that just so they can see like, okay, yep, you're on this height. So basically if they pass a particular one, it'll guide you to either whether they're going to go on the short burpee bar, or the tall bar, and they'll place their box underneath that. And they're also going to be then doing their burpee jump touches with that same setting and same height. So now that we've got the height sorted, so the actual standards of the movement. So burpee to bar follows the open style standards, just like a normal burpee. Chest and thighs must clearly touch the floor, and the athlete must jump up and make contact with the bar with both hands, and they must contact at the same time. For the second movement, the partner wall balls, athletes will be working together. Ball must hit the target at the 9-foot mark, just like our normal wall ball standards, not below the target, but right in the center. Hip crease must pass below knee at the bottom, just like a normal squat. And they'll essentially be wall balling to each other as they go through. With the jumping pull-ups, athlete will start on top of the box there. Arms must be at full extension. And then as they jump and pull, they must clearly get the bar, chin over the top of the bar, not the same height of the bar. You need to clear the bar at the top. We'll double check on that standard just in case you're a bit off on that, but a full pull-up is chin clearing the bar here, not chin behind the bar, but above that level. Finally, for the synchro thrusters, so this is going to be a big judging point. Both athletes must hit depth, but not together. So that bottom point is not synchro. The synchro point is at lockout. So if an athlete is faster than the other one, they can wait at the top for their partner to hit that lockout. You count the rep when both athletes hit the top together. Be clear and decisive with those synchro calls, because that's going to decide the workout and really put a stop in a lot of people's progress. All right, judges, this is the standards brief for WOD 1 Once Upon a Grind. So this is an ascending ladder with a 12-minute time cap and shared work, meaning only one athlete working at a time. The performance division will complete the 20 cal row, 15 toes to bar, and 10 ground to overhead at 40 kilos. Masters division is 20 cal row, 12 toes to bar, and 10 ground to overhead, but at 30 kilos. The workout continues ascending from there. Now the main standards we're going to be looking for, so on the rower, calories must be fully displayed, or the amount must be hit before the athlete actually gets off the machine. For the toes to bar, we're using the CrossFit Open standards. So athletes must pass through full extension at the bottom with the heels clearly behind the vertical plane of the rig. Both feet must contact the bar at the same time inside the hands. Now there's clear no reps for single foot contact, short extension, or touching outside the hands. Not that many people do that. For ground to overhead, athletes can snatch, clean and jerk anyhow overhead. The rep is complete when the hips, knees, and elbows are fully locked out with the bar over the middle of the body and under control, so that's hip extension. Watch for soft elbows, press outs, or athletes dropping the bar before control is shown, or shortening up the rep. Tiebreak is the completion time after round 1. So judges, be loud, clear, and consistent from the first rep to the last.